Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 79 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. I am hanging out in the end, getting ready to show these Endermen who's boss. That's right, they're kind of hanging out over there, just chilling, doing their Endermanly things. And I've got a little mini base set up, a way to get back and forth to the overworld, and the basis of a frame platform. It's currently 9x9, but I could always expand it if I need to. Doesn't really matter too much. I'm working on what's going to be an offensive weapon for the end. I built something similar in Season 4, but I'm pretty excited for some of the improvements that I have in mind, especially with some of the new mods that we get to play with. I think we could have a lot of fun with this thing. So, got a few things in mind I'd like to mess with, just to let these Endermen know, like, hey, this is Direwolf you're messing with here. So I've got the basis of my frame movements for forward and backward. I don't have left and right yet, but I'll get those going in a minute. But just to demonstrate, there's an important piece that I've got going on here. So first off, we've got this guy, which will, the arrow is pointing that direction. So as we know, the frame motors, we've seen this in the past, the arrow indicates what direction it's going to move everything. So the way this works basically is we've got a frame motor here that pushes the little platform in that direction. When that happens, everything except this frame motor moves. What's up, Enderman? So, if we do that, see what happens? Everything moves except the frame motor that's being pushed. Now that frame motor is touching a cover plate, which is very important because with that frame motor touching the cover plate, this frame motor can now activate and move that frame motor back into position. And this is what's called an inchworm drive. I've explained these in the past, but just want to do a quick recap. So the important part there is the cover, because if you don't have a cover sitting there, well, then you're in trouble, basically. The problem being that the frame motor would stick to the frame and not be allowed to be pushed forward. So that cover plate's really important. The other important piece is this frame right here. The reason that exists is because we want to make sure that everything gets moved properly when the whole frame motor system moves. And that frame right there makes sure that these two frame motors, both the frame motors themselves, are going to be dragged along by the whole frame platform. This one would be left behind without the whole frame motor set up. So that's what those are for. So this important little build here, right in the corners, are how the basis of the whole frame platform works. Now I'm going to get two more of these things built, and I'm going to do it off camera so that this thing can move in 2 dimensions or 4 directions. Right now it can only move forwards and backwards, so left and right by the way I'm facing, but we want it to be able to move left and right from here. So we want it to be able to go this way and this way, just for fun. I don't even know if it'll be necessary, but might as well go all 4 directions. I'm not going to go 6. I don't think it needs to go up and down. I mean, it's pretty high enough as it is, and I don't foresee it really needing to go much higher. I mean, if I needed to, I could always move it up a little bit individually, manually, but really up and down, not so much necessary. So I'm just going to skip that part. So for now, going to do a little build and be right back. It always just so happens that as I'm working on a frame machine, I wind up breaking my screwdriver. So what better time to give you guys the sonic screwdriver? Just a piece of brass, a blue trick battery, and a green sapphire. Let's get one of those going. Real simple recipe. Just need the brass for that, and we're good to go. Just one piece, thank you. All right, don't have this guy here. Now we're good to go. All right, 1, 2, 3. Real simple sonic screwdriver. Works just like a screwdriver, but you can recharge it in any battery box. Just kind of toss it into one of the slots here. It doesn't seem to want to charge. All right, that's okay. We can make this happen. Oh, you know what? You can't charge it in those slots. That's right. I'm thinking incorrectly. I'm going to have to make another battery. I think I need a couple pieces of copper and a piece of tin and some nickelite. Copper, tin, nickelite. There we go. You cannot charge the sonic screwdriver in the battery box. You must charge it by clicking on a battery in your hand. And there we go. Drains out of the battery, straight into the sonic screwdriver. This thing's ready to rock. Awesome. I'm actually going to put this battery right back in here and let this battery box recharge up. I've been swapping battery boxes between the one that's in my inventory, since then they now retain the charge that they have when they're picked up, and the one that I've got. So, oh good, buttons. All right, back to building. Yeah, sonic screwdriver charge ran out while working. Oh well. Here we go. This guy, we probably want to move this direction. Cool. And here goes nothing. Testing the first movement of this frame machine setup. Boom and boom. Perfect. Works like a charm. So remember, it has to have a frame in this corner. A battery box will work if this is the one that's moving, but if any other of these guys move, the frame not being there will cause a problem. All right, one more of these to add. Alright, here goes nothing. Hopefully I've got this guy set up properly. Go 1, and go that way. Cool. So this guy moves to the, I guess, south direction, right? So the platform here will move south and repositioned. This one should move north, that way, and repositioned. Perfect. We got everything going. The only thing we really need now is to get this thing charging. We also need to centralize it somehow. And then, you know, a couple other things. So I'll be back once I've got the components necessary. Hey, what are you doing? This, of course, being a good demonstration of what happens if you forget the corner frame when you move something else. Perfect. Alright guys, remember there's a very important lesson to be had here. You need to use panels whenever you want to run wiring. So that's what we're going to do. We're running wiring. In this case, I'm running the battery charge wiring. So we're going to want something along these lines. Perfect. Alright, so that will be the wiring to run the battery charge. And then here we're going to want some wiring probably to activate the device. So for this to work, we're going to want these guys set up like so. And we'll probably want some kind of, you know, repeater like this, rotated like that. That'll do, I think. 3, let me check. So the tick rating here is 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks, 8 ticks, 16 ticks, which I'm pretty sure is the time it takes for one of these things to move. So let's just see how it works. I'm going to need some of that red alloy wire and probably, for demonstration purposes, a lever rather than a button. So let's see what happens if I set this up properly. We should see some fun stuff start to happen. Okay, so what we should get here is activating this in the wrong order. Yes, that is completely the wrong order. Let's fix that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 16. And the last two are, or the last three, 32, 64, and 128 ticks. So now let's see if I can write this up right. Okay, so that'll move the whole frame platform that way, and then a repeater here will cause a delay that will make it, you know, move elsewhere. Let's see what happens. Perfect. Look at that. Nice. I could probably shorten this to maybe 16 or 8 instead of 16. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Perfect. Right? So 8 is the delay we want to go for perfect frame movement. All right. So let's set up a similar thing right over here. Again, we're going to need a little bit more of this wiring and a lot more of this blue panel. Luckily, I brought some blue sapphire blocks with me, and you guys thought they wouldn't be useful for anything. So wrong. All right. Here we go. Basically, we want to run power. We're basically surrounding these things, right? Power on one of the sides that's available to us, and redstone signal on the other. And you know what? It's probably safe to go with power on the closer sides. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, so power coming out here. Well, yeah, probably. And to here. And then we'll want our redstone signals emanating here. So this is the one that should get a redstone signal first. So we'll put down the repeater here. I don't have any more repeaters. Let me go get a couple more. 3 of them? Yeah, 3 of them. And there we go. 3 more repeaters. All right, let's go set this up. All right, repeaters, come to me. Probably here, rotating it. Always probably should reset it before you actually, so it's 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Should be good, and there we go. One test, and then we will probably wrap up this segment, and I'll finish up the other 2 off camera. Just, you know, always test your frame machines. Trust me when I tell you this, guys. If you're building a complex and large frame machine, you should always test it, okay? The reason for that is very simple. If you don't test it and you break something, it's going to be really hard to figure out where your mistake happened, because, you know, if every time you make a change to one of these things, it's very easy to make it break. So trust me. test, test, and then test again, especially on frame machines. All right, I'm going to build this up off camera and then be right back. And that should be the last of my build. So you can see we've got this thing pretty well hooked up. The black and yellow cable, of course, supplying power from the battery box to all the frames, and the red wires are containing everything and moving everything in the direction we want them to move. We've got a 4-direction, 2-dimension moving frame machine. Only one more thing that would make this much cooler: if it wasn't powered by levers. All right, now if I'm right about this, I should almost have just taught this thing everything it needs to know about how to make a wireless receiver, right? Receiver dish. Maybe it's not this. Maybe it's this. That's it. Okay. Hopefully. So basically I taught it how to make a rether. I made it the obsidian sticks, the receiver dish, the receivers, the transmitter, everything. Everything's there except for the wireless transmitter, which I guess I could probably teach it if I really wanted to. But I'll get to that maybe in a few minutes here. Well, let's just, for completion's sake, right? Let's craft one of these. And then I believe we would need another obsidian stick. You know what? Yeah, I guess we'll just begin one set of these. Cool. Just for fun, I'm going to teach this thing how to make this too. Oh, you know what? I don't have a pattern. Let's say like 10 of these, please. There they go. We're short on something. What are we short on? Ah, glowstone dust. My arch nemesis. I got to get some more glowstone because it's part of this recipe too, of course. Oh, how awesome. All right, going to put this thing together real fast. I think it was something like this. There we go. Encode that, please. Thank you. Now you know how to make everything wireless redstone related. Perfect. Well, almost everything. Everything I'm caring about using anyway. Let me go get some more glowstone from the nether, and I'll be back. All right, like I said, should be able to make myself, let's say, 3 wireless receivers. Begin, please. And they should be, as we can see here, crafting a bunch of different stuff. So you can see it's currently crafting all these things. And now when we check wireless, we should have gotten 3 wireless receivers. Perfect. Those things have always been a nuisance to craft, and I'm pleased that I managed to make that happen. Let's clean up our inventory and then be right back. So setting up wireless frequency 30, just felt like a nice start to go with there. Wireless frequency 30 should, if everything's set up properly, move this UFO forward. Let's see what happens. Ta-da! Every time I click, UFO moves forward. Excellent. And let's also just do, that is louder than I expected it to be. Another one here. We'll make this 31. UFO back. Set name. Same deal for you, right? Ta-da! So every time we pulse on this wireless frequency, we get the UFO move in the direction we want. So if this is forward and backward, then this direction I suspect should be left. We'll go with 32. And this one then should be right. UFO left, 33, UFO right. Let's see what happens. So, UFO to the left, please. Haha! UFO to the right. Double haha! Perfect. We've got the perfect movement set going on here. Everything is working the way I want it to. Alright, Enderman. What's up? Come on, bring it on. You got nothing. They know it's coming. Alright, so, we've got... Really, dude? Really? I can't even fake that kind of thing. These guys are just sneakily showing up inside my house every time I come back to the overworld. It's getting a little bit creepy. Alright, where was I? Oh, right. Building a crazy UFO to destroy the dimension. Alright, guys. Putting together some more ME fun toys that I want to play with. Let's go ahead and put these guys in here. I'm probably going to need 4 of these in total. And I'm going to need a bit of the ME cabling. This ought to do. And do we have any quartz in here? We have quartz. What else do I need? Iron and redstone. How am I for that stuff? Iron I'm low on. Ah, that should be easy to solve. It's usually on the first page. Go. Hey, there we go. Nice. So I got the ME conversion matrix. We're going to want some of this. So probably just a little bit of glass. No big deal. Perfect. And then I want to turn 2 of these into an import bus. So I need sticky pistons. Okay. Nope. 1, 2. And a bit of resin, by chance? No. How about slime balls? Yeah, I got a couple of them. Cool. I'm going to put this hopper away, because that's just in my way. So I'm making myself just a couple important modes here. Let's see, the import bus, question mark, perfect, cool. So I got 2 interfaces and 2 import buses. I'm setting up another system similar to this guy. So I've got the ME interface here. Remember, it's set up on the pulverizer that I can put recipes in the ME interface. In this case, it's how to make pulverized obsidian, and it'll go ahead and make things for me. I want to automate a couple important steps, and I've actually got some stuff over here with the compressor ready to go, and that's why I grabbed a whole bunch of this ME cabling. So let's take a look. I got to find a way to run this cable, so let's see. Where do we want to go with this stuff? Probably through here somewhere. I'm sure I can find a way to get this cabling over here. Oh yeah, look at that. Perfect. It comes right by. Beautiful. So we just want to run some ME cabling like so. Okay. That's probably going to be in the way of looking nice, so we'll just move that stuff. And keep it like nice and stable. There we go. A little bit of applied Energistics for you guys while I'm having a little bit of fun with it. I figured, hey, if I'm having fun, you guys should see it, right? Let me out of here, please. Perfect. Back inside we go. So onto the side of this guy, we want the ME import bus because we want to suck in any items that are made in the compressor. Sounds like fun. Let's set that up right there, and we need some kind of wrench to rotate that thing. Where is my bag of tricks? You can see I'm already having inventory issues. We'll put, no, I need you still. We'll put away our sonic screwdriver for now. Let me clean up my inventory real fast. Probably don't need most of this stuff anymore. Perfect. You or you either. Good. Wrench. Okay, I guess you can't use that one. Let's go crescent hammer. There we go, now we're talking. So anything that goes into the output slot here is automatically sucked into the ME network. And then we'll just put this guy right up top and this guy. And then we can cover up this wall. And things have never looked nicer. Oh, that's so cool looking. So now I can configure and tell it which way to compress items. Good. While I'm at it, I'm going to do something very similar over here. I've already got the ME cabling network set up. I just need to set it up a little bit different. So let's change this guy's output to this mode. We'll put another import module here. And we'll do the exact same thing. Import module ready to go. Crescent hammer can wrench that into position. We could probably even get rid of this. Not necessary. And now we're talking. With another one of these ME interfaces. Probably don't even need the wiring here because these two ME interfaces should balance and work together, but we'll make sure that happens before we cover. Well, it should be good. Beautiful. So now I can do the powered furnace thing too. So let's get a few things. First off, I want to get some refined iron. And probably just some regular iron. And I also want to get some coal. I've got plenty of that stuff. We're going to need a bit of it, just 2 for now. And that ought to do. Okay, so let's see what happens. First off, I want to go to the pulverizer and just pulverize some coal. Now what should happen is it should automatically get sucked into the network, right? Boom, it did. So if we come over here and look for coal again, we'll see that we have some coal dust in the network. Perfect. This is what I'm teaching. I'm teaching it a bunch of neat tricks regarding industrial craft. So I'm going to put in the pattern encoder 1 coal yields 1 coal dust. And we put a blank pattern in there and encode that. And remember that guy goes over here, right in the pulverizer. Boom. Perfect. I want to do the same thing for 1 iron yields 1 refined iron, okay? And that's going to be encoded here. And that guy can go in the ME interface. So now this ME interface knows how to turn iron into refined iron. See what we're doing? Oh yeah, so cool. Next up, we want to see probably something along these lines, okay? So we can encode that. So now if I put this recipe in here, I should say that if I want one of these carbon dudes, so 1 please, it's going to craft the 4 coal dust that it needs right over here in the pulverizer. You can see the pulverizer running and cooking up some coal already. Beautiful. And then once it gets the coal that it needs, it's going to automatically craft it into the carbon fibers. Beautiful. I love it. And then we can come over here and tell this guy, hey, 2 of these gives me a raw carbon mesh. Encode that guy into the assembly chamber. And craft me one of these, please. Raw carbon mesh. Begin. And you'll see it's over here already making the required coal. Perfect. And then we might get another 4. Yep, there we go. 4 more. Because it's currently crafting the second of the raw carbon fibers that it needs. And then we should get raw carbon mesh. And we can tell this thing that 1 raw carbon mesh will yield for me one of these. Encode this thing. Perfect. And this one goes over here. So that if I wanted, you ready for this? Some of these carbon plates, so I don't have any in there anymore. It knows how to craft them though. Just got to ask for 2, for example. And what it should do is it'll start working on everything it needs. It needs some coal dust. It also needs some raw carbon fiber and raw carbon mesh to eventually work its way up to carbon plates. It's going to craft up all the coal that it needs, pulverize it down nice and quick, and then it'll turn around and drop the output item into here. So in a moment we should see there it goes. Perfect. And then it gets sucked back into the network. And over here we've got our carbon plates. How cool is that? Loving it. We should get a second one in a moment here. Takes a few seconds, of course. We're waiting for the pulverizer to process and do its thing, but it works, and that's what's important. There we go. It just made its carbon plate. Perfect. I'm going to do the same thing for the mixed metal ingot stuff, because that's always been a nuisance too. We're going to need copper and refined irons. Let's see, refined. We're going to need a couple of you. Oh, no, wait, we need tin, don't we? We're also going to need bronze. But because we want to make sure that we don't ever run out, we can grab an extra piece of tin and 3 copper for that. We're going to need a couple recipes here. You ready? 1, 2, 3, and 1 of you. That's silver. I want a tin. There we go. Encode. So now it knows how to make bronze. Nice and simple. And now for the mixed metal ingots. And remember, you don't really need 3 of these in your inventory. It should figure it out just from the clicking and encode. Beautiful. So even if we don't have any bronze in the system, so for example, right now we don't have any, right? We know how to craft it though. So if I wanted a mixed metal ingot, say 2 for example, begin, it's going to craft the bronze first. It's real quick with it, so we don't really have to worry about too much, but it's there, which is cool. Putting all this junk away again, even the dirt. And then one last little trick. Do I have any, what are they called? Advanced alloys, that's right. Wow, I can't type. I do good, because that's what I'm going to have to teach this thing with. Hey you, one of these yields one of these. Cool. Why are you red? I don't know what that means. Oh, right, because it's not a vanilla crafting recipe. And by vanilla crafting recipe, of course, I mean it's made in a vanilla crafting table. That's why it was red. That's pretty cool. Wow, way to catch my mistake. Emmy, you are awesome. All right, one more thing I want to do here. We've got carbon, so I want two of you. We've got the mixed metal ingots. Oh, no, we just need a machine block. Do we have any of that? No, but we know how to make one. Begin. Boom. I taught that earlier. I don't think I did it on camera, did I? And let's encode that guy. Beautiful. So now we have automated processes to get myself the pattern assembler. Wow. So let's get ourselves an advanced machine block. Shouldn't be too hard to craft, I don't know, 3 or 4 of these things. Boom. So you can see right now we've got a laundry list of things to work on before we have the required components, but don't worry, it'll take care of everything for me. You can see it's right now working on the carbon plates, and boom, boom, boom. All kinds of awesome things happening. Nice. That is awesome. That is really awesome. I also taught it, by the way, how to make electronic circuits. Haha. So let's make, I don't know, 10 of those? Sure. Boom. It also knows how to make rubber and all that good stuff. Well, it has rubber. It knows how to make copper cables. So you can see it just drew some copper out of there. Yeah, that is cool. I'm pleased. And by now we might have our advanced machines, at least 2 of them. Still working on the other things. Yes, you have to pulverize just a bit of the coal. No worries. All right, I'll be back in a few minutes as we're ready to work on something new for this build. All right, time to work on some MFFS stuff, because what kind of UFO would this be if we didn't have a force field around it to protect us from the evil Enderman? Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a problem, which we're going to get into in just a few minutes here. So warning ahead of time, this isn't going to be as cool as I hoped. I got halfway through with this UFO build and realized that I had a problem. It's something new that changed, and it's going to stink a little bit, but don't worry. I'm going to work around it just for entertainment's sake, but it's just not going to be as cool as I'd really hoped. But don't worry, it'll be right. We'll be fine. Let's get ourselves an MFFS force crystal, which I taught this thing how to make. Let's get like 10 of them. I don't care. There we go. Boom. Just a regular old crafting recipe. Not a problem. There we go. So if we just put these guys in here with this, and you, and you, and you. Am I missing something? Oh, yeah, you. Okay, cool. Much better. Machine block can go away. So we've got ourselves the MFFS extractor. We're also going to need a capacitor. So we're going to need some frequency transmitters and some more force crystals. So 1, 2, and frequency. I'm going to need 2 of you, please. Begin. How nice is that? Once you guys teach your system a few little tricks, you're going to love the fun you can have with it. Nice. MFFS capacitor. We're going to need a projector, which for this, oh, you know what? I really should teach these focus matrices. How do we make them? Just refined iron, glass, and diamond. Okay, that shouldn't be too big a deal. How am I for sand? Oh, good. I have some sand. Good, 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 good. There was a reason I knew that I did what I did. Glass. How am I for glass? Pretty low, to be honest with you. Let's teach the system how to make glass. What do you say? 1 sand equals 1 glass? Perfect. Debating if I want to change it up, actually. I might want to. We'll see. Hang on. Let's get ourselves another, like, 5 of them. What are you waiting on? Glass. Irony. Yes. That's the definition of irony, I'm pretty sure. You still waiting on glass? Probably just didn't have enough. At least 1 should do. There we go. What do you guys think? Should I hook this up to the induction smelter? I'm thinking I probably should. 1 sand yields 1 glass, and code. I mean, I've got the induction smelter right here. It really wouldn't be hard to hook up instead of hooking it up to this furnace, right? Yeah, let's move it. Refined iron. We'll just move this thing. No biggie. Set this back to the way it was. Set this guy up over here. You guys are probably yelling at me all along. Direwolf, why don't you just put it that... I know, I'm terrible. Should probably set this to move stacks of items. Should probably set them both that way, to be honest with you. Even though it shouldn't matter too much. And then the interface. See how easy it was to switch machines? Awesome, right? So we know how to make refined iron and glass now. Cool. So if I were to request, I don't know, a stack of glass... Begin. We should see this thing crafting. Ha! Perfect. Loving it, right? Alright, where was I? Oh yeah, making things. I wanted to make the projector. And for that, we're going to need the glass, refined iron, and a diamond. 1 diamond. And I'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, with all the changes we made to our modular, or our ME system here, I think we got some time pretty much wrapping up point time. Yeah, that's what happened. But I want to explain to you guys the problem that I ran into, and I'm probably going to spend a little time between this episode and next working around it. If I can come up with a solution, great. If not, well, I've got an idea in mind. I just don't like it as much as I would love. UFO forward works just fine, right? Great, everything's happening. Perfect. I'm going to place an MFFS block on here. Cool. Does this still work? No. Why not? Why not, Direwolf? Why doesn't it work? Well, I'm sorry to say, it looks like Thunderdark in his attempt to put all kinds of security around these blocks, so there's tons of security that you can build into your MFFS stuff. So you can protect it from, prying eyes or, people you don't want to be able to enter your secure locations. Unfortunately, part of that seems to have been preventing these things from being able to move on frames, which kind of sucks. Because it means we can't do what we want to do with this fun little thing. So I can't even, break this thing, I don't think. Yeah, see? No breaking. Can I crescent hammer this thing? Nah, I have to get the wrench from IC2, I think. Which I don't even... Yeah, there it is. I do have it on me. Cool. So I'm kind of bummed. I was all excited for this build where I was going to have this mobile UFO thing, and in the past I had made MFFS stuff work on frames, but now I can't. So I do have a solution. Unfortunately, it's strictly manual. I do not have any other way. I tried for an hour, I'm not kidding, maybe even 2 hours, to come up with a solution. Everything from inventory module turtles to Red Power 2 to Buildcraft to all kinds of stuff to automate placing down this block and somehow moving it. But it just won't work. Unfortunately, there's too many items inside this thing. So inside the MFFS, there's too many things to populate, and you can't interact with this thing with Buildcraft pipes or Red Power 2, so it's not eye-sided accessible, which means it also doesn't work with turtles, which I also used inventory turtles thinking, hey, I could access slot 1, slot 2, slot 3. Still didn't work. So, nothing I could come up with made it so that I could move this MFFS projector on frames, which really bummed me out, I'm not going to lie. But don't worry, like I said, I will have a solution. So we will have a force field on it. It's probably just going to be sitting in a chest, and when I want to activate the force field, I have to take it out manually, do whatever I want, and then break it down before I move the platform again. It's not the best, but it'll still work. It'll still be a force field. It'll still protect my frame machine from all the dangers that I'm going to have in the end. However, for now, time to wrap up. So, this is Direwolf20 signing off on episode 79. The Endermen are getting pretty upset with me, but that's okay. That's their problem. I'm going to have a good time building a massive structure in this end world where I'll be pretty much making them as upset as possible. I'm also probably can't move, or definitely can't move. I did test this in a test world. Couldn't move the other MFFS stuff, so I'm just going to have them sitting here with range upgrades. So I've got the MFFS extractor and capacitor. Those will probably just stay inside this house. The maximum range upgrade I can have is 80 blocks. So if I need to extend that somehow, I probably will. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll build a little base inside the center of the end area there where I'll put them. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But I got to wrap up. So hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Direwolf20 signing off. Everybody, take it easy, all right?